Hey everyone, I'm Norn Queen Alexis, and welcome back to the channel. Hello, Kofi. You give me such big kisses. I love you so much. My cat is adorable, and I absolutely love him. You interrupted me. You did. Yes, you did. Oh my God, I love you. All right, let's try this again. Flop. Hey everyone, I'm Norn Queen Alexis, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the balance changes to the tabletop game Warhammer 40k. We're talking about point changes. Kovu, you do not look impressed. Holy shit, you look so mad. Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Meow, 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 meow. Are you mad about the Sisters of Battle being still bad? Yes, I am too. I am so mad about that. Ow! Okay, see ya. Anyway, he lands on his feet. Don't worry. He's totally fine. He's mad at me. I don't need your shit, Kovu. Don't you give me... He's giving me shit. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's get that out of the way. So, MetaWatch. Oh yeah, I'm not going to talk about the female custodian drama because the only people that care about female custodians are fucking incels. Like, the Rogel Dorn was added to the lore. The Rogel Dorn tank was added to the lore, appeared out of nowhere, had no previously established lore, was just there the entire time since the heresy, is there now, big tank, no one gave a fuck about it. The new Sentinels came out. No lore for them, never an explanation, no one gave a fuck about that. The only reason that people care about that is because the people care about the female custodian thing is because they don't like women. That's it. That's the reason. There's no deeper like question or deeper answer than that. They just hate women. That's it. We're not talking about it. We're moving on from that. It's stupid. Big muscle mommies are hot. That's all you need to know. Like, fuck. Anyway, the actual topic, MetaWatch. Now, this is dope as hell. This I really like. Okay? We're not going to watch it. We're just going to go down here and X this out. We're just going to... There we go. Okay, so we got a bunch of changes. I'm only going to talk about the armies that I really know or play against a lot. So I've been gone for a while. I've been gone for like 7-8 months. I've been busy. If you haven't noticed, my new hobby is right behind me. And yeah, it is pretty fun. I fight with sword and board now. So that's pretty cool. This is a real sword. This right here is a stab wound that I suffered, and that sucked. But yeah, I do sword and board fighting now. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably see it. I'm not calling it X. I'm dead naming Twitter. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I do actual combat now. It's a ton of fun. What was that? You mad at me? Anyway, topic at hand. We are talking about is cool. So it starts off with the Adeptus Sororitas. So let's go over some of the armies that I care about. The Adeptus Sororitas, the Adeptus Custodes, I do care about them. I think they got way too nerfed, to be honest. Adeptus Mechanicus, we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Agents of the Imperium because it's bullshit what happened to them. We're going to talk about the Astra Militarum, possibly the Black Templar. I'm not a big fan of Black Templar, and I don't know too much about them, but I'll give my 2 cents about it. Blood Angels, Chaos Demons are up there. Let's see, Chaos Space Marines. I definitely want to talk about some things with Chaos Space Marines because there is something that is very underplayed, and there is a cat right there, and he is adorable. This is Kovu, and he's the best cat in the entire world, and you should feel bad that you don't get to pet him. We're going to talk about Chaos Knights. We're going to talk about Dangles, Dark Angels. Probably not Deathwatch or Drukhari. Drukhari actually just won a recent tournament here, Icehammer. I took 5th place with my Space Wolves. My Thunder Dinos. Genestealer Cult we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some Grey Knights, Imperial Knights, Leagues of Votann. Not Necrons, actually, I fight enough that I know about them. Orcs, not so much. Space Marines, obviously. Space Wolves, obviously. The Tau, no. T-Suns, I just lost a big game to them, and I still don't understand how they work. And I think my brain too little to understand T-Sons and how to play them properly or play against them properly. I think I just didn't bring enough guns. And some World Eaters, because I really like the World Eaters. I feel like they are a very underplayed army. But I also feel like every game that I've seen with World Eaters is World Eaters losing until they win on points at the end. That's pretty much exactly how I view them. All right, so scrolling down the list. Right off the bat, Archoflagellants going up in points. They didn't need to. I know a lot of people are going to be like, they're really good. They are actually insane. They are really good. But when their points went up to 150, most people dropped a squad of them. Now they're at 160. They're going to be swapped out for Repentia. But honestly, I don't think they're worth it. Like, at 160 points, you're bringing one squad, maybe two, or you're bringing 3 small squads. I could see that working, but it's a lot of points. Crusaders going up in points for 2 of them to 35 points. Guess what's being dropped from lists? Actually, the Crusaders at 35 points will still probably be included into lists. They're just way too good. They're really good for zoning out, grabbing objectives. They're really good for just dying, which gets you points. Like, Crusaders, these are things that I fielded, which was 2 Archoflagellant units and 3 units of Crusaders. They're really, really good. Speaking of little units that are really good, we have the Death Cult Assassin going up in points. Although I missed this, the Sacrosans went to 120 points. Now, I have tried to make Sacrosans work really, really, really so many times. They are not a great unit, but they are a lot of fun, and I really, really enjoy Sacrosans. They're better with the maces now, and they're better with a, what is her name? A Palatine with the Blade of St. Eleanor, just running in and just butchering everything in their path. And then you can attach like something else to them. I think they can attach a banner to them as well, which gives them a 2+ armor save. And there's a lot of bells and whistles you can throw at this unit, and it's just not good enough yet. But at 120 points, it's dirt cheap for what it does. I don't think it's a good replacement for Archoflagellants, but it's definitely something that people need to play with more. I really, really, really like Sacrosans, and they're really good for what they do. They're just not great. They're not something you'll see in like high-end tournaments, in my opinion. You might see like 1 unit at most, but nothing too crazy. Then we have the Demonofuge going down in points. The Demonofuge is actually really, really, really cool because it's 2 characters that both have, you can't shoot them within 12 inches of them, unless you're within 12 inches of them. I forget what it's called. Lone Op. They have Lone Op, which makes them really, really fucking good to sit on backfield objectives and constantly do actions. That they are action monkeys. That's all they are. But they're really good at it, which is pretty funny. I've actually went up against them a few times now, and I'm not going to say I don't like them. I think they're pretty good, but they are 2 characters, so it's really easy to get assassinate from them. I felt like the Dogmata should have been down to like 40 points at this point. The Delgadus is still good. The Dominion squad I felt like could have gone down, but I see why it's still 110. The Exorcist staying the same is interesting. I think it's because no one plays the Exorcist over just taking 3 of the other tank they have. I know the name of the tank, the Castigator, the Castrator tank. Okay, I am going to look over here because this is where it actually is on my screen. I have 2 screens, so I'm going to be looking over here. So, yeah. But I'm going to try to keep my face straight. This is how professional I am now. As I look immediately over. Hospitaller, I felt, can go down in points because they're not used. A Magnifier at 35 is still great. The Mortifiers going down in points is big. Because I see a lot of people taking 3 of these. They are really good for quick and easy tank shocks, and really good for just running and doing actions, or getting onto a point and doing an action. Felt like Morven Vol could have gone down a little bit more, but that's just me. The Paragon Warsuits could have gone down in points. They really should be 150 points at this point in the edition. They're really still bad. Like, the only reason you're taking Paragon Warsuits is to take Morven Vol, and then you're outflanking them or walking them from behind a wall, shooting multi-meltas, doing absolutely nothing with the rest of their weapons, and maybe even nothing with their multi-meltas, and then tank shocking something with your strength 12 mace. I think they need to be 150. I know that I'm in the minority here, and I know a lot of people think they're an amazing unit, and they are an amazing unit. They are really, really, really good. I like them. I have 9 of them for a reason. They should be in a squad of 6 by now, and then they would be really good, because they would have that killing potential. Penitent Engines going down in points. Again, absolutely amazing. Okay, so, sorry about the interruption real quick. Penitent Engines going down in price. Amazing. And then we got what? The Preacher didn't go down in price. Repentius should be 100 at this point. Triumph of St. Catherine going up in points is not a surprise. I think it's at a good points right here. I think this is fine. 140 points. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. The Triumph of St. Catherine is absolutely amazing if you haven't fielded one. They're so much fun. The Blade of St. Eleanor, again, makes sense that it's 25 points now. Honestly, it should be. It is insane on a... Where is she? Why can't I ever remember her name? The... starts with a P. Why did I... Palatine. Thank you, brain. It's amazing. 75 points for a Palatine that can deal like 1 billion mortal wounds is crazy. Palatines are basically just, they're going to run up, they're going to rip something apart, and they're wild. I love them. So yeah, overall, I think Sisters got nerfed, but also buffed. I think a lot of people's strategies are going to switch from Archiflagellants to just doing actions constantly. So I see people doing like Raise the Banners and Engage on All Fronts as their the two missions, because now you're just fielding bodies. You're just fielding bodies. You want 1 million bodies on the field. And it's the same way Sisters were played, but they did play with 3 Archiflagellant units. Now you might see 1, maybe 2. So the next one is the Custodes. I will admit, I did not read their book yet. I didn't even order it because I just sold my Custodians. I didn't sell them because the Codex came out and they're bad. One of my friends wanted it, and I never played my Custodians. They just sat in the basement doing absolutely nothing for over 2 years, and I have a rule that if I don't play an army in 2 years, it's sold. So I always try to rotate my armies and play something new. So I am going to skip over the Custodians. We have Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, this is cool. Adeptus Mechanicus are struggling right now. They are... to say they're bad is an understatement. They are one of the worst armies in 10th edition right now, and they could be really good. But Belisarius Call going down to 150 points. You need Belisarius Call, so I can see why he's down to that. So that's good. Let's see. Castellan Robots being 360 points for 4, but you're going to be taking them in 2-man units, so that's pretty good. 180. I prefer them shooting to close combat, but I see a benefit to both. I think a lot of people might switch over to these. I don't know yet. Cataphren Destroyers going down in points is kind of big in my opinion, because I've gone up against armies that are nothing but destroyers, and it is a ton of fun. Like, you will wipe entire squads out constantly, and it is so much fun. Oh my god. Yeah, do you want to see and talk about it?
Ooh, what happened?
Okay, so we're talking about destroyers right now.
Oh, I can tell you what's good and what's not.
Yeah, go for it.
So
he plays AdMech.
Robots going down. I did not expect that. Destroyers going down. Did not expect that. Doom crawlers going down. They're good. They're not awesome, but I take them all the time. What else? What else? Ruststalkers. They're. Wait, why are they going down in points? I keep hearing that they're the best unit in the Codex.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with them going down.
I never play them because I don't like the minis, but hey, that's just me. Rangers going down? Oh no, my 60 Skitari that I...
Actually, you have 80 Skitari.
No, I have more than 100.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I can't take all of them. Disintegrator going down. I don't know if people take it, so can't comment. I don't own one. And
isn't that the bread box with a gun?
No, that's the opposite build to the bread box. That's
okay.
That's the tank.
Oh, get back into the camera so people can see your face. Look at your face. It's a cute face.
All right. What else? And then the Stilt Man that I have never taken.
He really should just be 40 points.
He's not worth 60.
No.
No. If he had those abilities that they advertised him with, then sure.
Yeah.
Other than that, Call went down more
Wait
points.
a second. Did they get... Oh, yeah, they have all their... I forgot their codex came out.
Yeah, they have a codex. Yeah, it's great.
No, it isn't.
No. Having the codex is great.
Oh, yeah, it not doing anything sucks.
Yeah, that's different.
But Belisarius Call being 150 is nice, right?
I mean, he's there. He's fine. He's whatever. All right, that's my 2 cents.
Were there any units that you thought should have gone down?
Yes. Actually, no. There are units that I think should have gone up slightly.
What?
Electrocreeps up by 5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they're so good.
Now, my 2 cents. Ready? I think everything should have gone down because their codex is doing really bad. But that's just me. All right, moving on. We have Adeptus Titanicus. You're still not bringing these to a game. Eldari, they bitches. Support weapons went up in points. Fugan went up. That makes sense. Swooping Hawks going up. Yeah, that makes sense. Shining Spears going down. Nice. I sold my Eldar army already. Agents of the Imperium. I'm pissed about this. Not because the Assassin went up. The Assassin going up makes total sense. She should have been 100 right off the bat. She should have started at 125 and gone down to 100 and been right there. Anything that can make you, tell your opponent, no, you can't play that CP anymore is amazing. Inquisitorial Henchmen being 50 points is bullshit, and it makes total sense. They have 8 wounds, and it's crazy how good they are. Not because of any type of weapons or anything that they carry or their ability or anything. It's the fact that they're a 50-point, well, it used to be a 40-point unit with 8 wounds was insane. They're really good for just being action monkeys, and that's all they were good for, is just being in knights or other armies that were just needed some infantry to do something. They're absolutely amazing. I love them. At 50 points, I think they're still perfectly good and viable. Though 50 points is going to be hard to get now. 40 points was actually great because they were just a throw-in unit. Draxus went up because of Custodians. And because of, I think Guard also for the reason that she went up. But I think it's mostly just Custodians. The fact that she can join a Custodian Blade Guard unit is insane and makes them super good. She's actually just insane and just really good. Personally, I think the Inquisitor should have dropped to 45 points. Kotias should be 65. The Breacher should be 100. The Execution Squad should be 100. The Assassins are perfectly fine and balanced. The rest of the Inquisitors are really good. Karamazov should be 100. I don't care what anybody says. He's not that good. He can't join a unit, has the vehicle keyword, is just fucking bad. He's not worth even bringing in an army. But at 100 points, he might be worth it. Rogue Trader Entourage should be 100. A lot of these squads have just gone down. Anyway, moving on. Astra Militarum. We got Rough Riders going down in points. People, please take Rough Riders. They are so fucking good. Holy shit. If I could, I would have an entire army of guardsmen on horses. I don't, because I don't have the money for that right now. I will get that money in the future, but I really hate their horses because they don't make any sense. And I think what I'm going to do is probably get Bretonnians and just give them spears and lances and just say they're Rough Riders from a feudal world and just be like, yeah, fuck you, lore. Or just get more dinosaurs because, like my Space Wolves, just make them ride dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cooler than everything. But 120 points, amazing. There's 10 of them. They all have meltaguns. They're phenomenal because they're hitting on 3s, and you can't really join too many characters to them. I think there's only like 1 character to 2 characters who can join them if you do the Legends options, which you're not going to because you play 10th edition, and Legends models might as well just be written out of the game. But overall, Rough Riders are insane. Moving on, we have Basilisk going up in points, makes sense. Bulgrins going up in points, absolutely makes sense. They're kind of destroying the meta right now, which is really weird. I don't think anything should have gone down. I think the Death Strike missile should go down to like 140 points, but that's just me. Field Ordnance Battery should only be 100 points. They're garbage. Heavy Weapon Squad should be like 50 points each for Last Cannon. The Hellhound going down in points is pretty nice. Hydras. Hydras are really good, people. Fly is a negative keyword. Hydras wound Satans on a 2+. They're insane. They are really, 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 really good, and I love them. I like Hydras. Infantry Squad, Strachan, yep. Katsukins going up in points makes sense. The Lehman Russes, except for the Demolisher, all going down. Makes sense. I really, really, really like the Vanquisher, and at 145 points, I might take some more Vanquishers in my lists. I'm stupid. Don't believe me on this, but I think Vanquishers are absolutely GOAT units, and they're amazing. They're not, but I have 9 of them, and I really like them. The Demolisher is obviously the best choice here. Manticore going up in points, again, makes sense. The command... Excuse me. The Command Squad going down in points, okay. I think it's fine. Let's see. I personally think the Super Heavies should go down in points because you can't even move them on battlefields anymore. Tempestus Scion units going down in points is GW just trying to tell you to buy them. But 5 models deep striking is always good. They can get assault weapons, I think. And if they can, they're even better. But 50 points for just the squad that you deep strike in on turn 2, turn 3 is really good. Okay, let's move on. The Medusa carriage? I don't know why I'm yawning. I just got out of work. I worked for 8 hours. That's why. The Medusa going up in points is just because it's artillery. That all makes sense. Black Templar. Their Lancer went up in points. Just their Lancer so far. That's funny. All of their variants went up. That's really funny. Their Impulsor went up. That makes sense. Their Impulsor is actually insane. Their Crusade Squad went up in points. And so did their Sword Brethren. Damn, their army took a nerf. I don't think this was really necessary, but okay. Blood Angels, Death Company Marines went way up in points. Holy shit. Death Company Marines with jump packs are 280. God damn. Sanguinary Priest with jump pack, it's only 100 points. Lamardis and... My apologies. Fuck. Why am I yawning so much? Chaos Demon. Okay. The big one. The Keeper of Secrets did not go up in points. Okay, I can still run 4 Keepers... Well, 3 Keepers of Secrets. Yeah, it's 3 Keepers of Secrets. Bellacore and... What's her name? The Mistress of the Hunt. Shellaxi Hellbane. I can still run all of those in a 2,000 point list. It's really good. Yeah. I don't think anything needed to go down in points. There are things that I wanted to go down in points, but I understand why they didn't. I think the Chaos Demon Prince should have gone down in points, but that's just me. Not by much, by like 10 points at most. A lot of the Corn stuff is good where it is. The Zinj stuff is good where it is. Honestly, I'm kind of happy with how Demons are doing right now. Demons is an army that I've taken to tournaments a few times now, and I really, really like how they perform. They're just really good. Chaos Knights staying exactly the same. I think this army is completely balanced. I'm going to be one of the few people who thinks it's balanced, but I honestly think Chaos Knights is at a good part where it is right now. A good point. Those are words that are in English. Yep. Chaos Space Marines. Okay, there's a lot to talk about here. Oh, right. I gotta move my mouse over here. Okay. Had to grab a monster. So, Chaos Space Marines. There's a lot here that I want to talk about, and I think there's a lot of potential that a lot of people are missing. And one of the things that I think a lot of people are missing just went down in points. Okay? And when things go down, that's good. We like things that go down. Chaos Space Marine Bikers. Play them. They're really fucking good. Not because they're a good unit that does a lot of damage and all this other things. No. It's because their base is big and they can block things that you don't want coming at you. They can block roadways. They can block between buildings. They can block on objectives. They can get to objectives, which is also really good and really handy, actually. Getting on objectives is super important and something that Chaos Space Marines have a little bit of trouble doing at times. Because a lot of people tend to focus on Yabba and his entourage going to a point and doing the thing. And Abaddon will kill anything that he touches. He's 310 points for a reason. He's actually at like a really good point. But Chaos Bikers can stop like close combat armies from just smashing into you when you're out of like placement. So you can't get like certain things into combat that you want. Or they can protect things that you need protected. Obliterators, your tanks, your vulnerable cultist units that are doing all of your actions and everything. I think Chaos Bikers are a really good unit that needs to be used more, especially if you put them on the correct base, which, keep in mind, the bike base is now the oval that's long like this, and it's super good. Like, they can block almost a foot by themselves. It's not that far. It's actually like 10 inches, I think, with between 2 inches between each bike. But yeah, they can block really, really well. And for 75 points, hell, even at 150, I'd take 2 units, and they could take like Meltaguns. They're really, really good. Like, or you just give them a close combo weapon and just slam into something and just hold it on an objective. And I think they're OC1, so they're not going to take an objective, but they're really, really, really good. And I highly recommend that people try these out. Okay, moving on. I think everything else here is good. Chaos Terminators going down in points. I mean, Abaddon and a group of 10 Terminators is pretty good. I like it. I know a lot of people don't like it. They don't like putting all their eggs in one basket because that's what, 680 points? That's 700 points for something that could be wiped out by a Thunderwolf Cavalry pack that's like 200 points. And yes, I can. I've did it multiple times. Granted, my Thunderwolf Cavalry have 2 characters attached to them, so they're way more lethal than they should be, and they're roughly like 500 points for each squad. They're not that high. They're actually like 180, plus the characters are like 200, so 380 points to slam a 700-point unit, and it'll take me a few of them to kill it. But still, I did manage to do it. But this is the unit right here that I think everyone is missing when it comes to Chaos Space Marines. This unit is absolutely nuts. This is your Valiant. This is your anti-tank. This is the model that you need to play more. The Chaos Vindicator is nuts. I absolutely love Vindicators in this edition. I want to field 3 of them with my Space Marines. Like, if I'm playing bare bone Space Marines, I'm not taking a Lancer. I am taking a Vindicator. Because the Lancer has all of these other weapons that just waste time, especially if you're in a timed event. And you're only really going to shoot that main gun, and it's 2 shots. The average shot for a Vindicator is D6, which is 3.7 because of how dice roll. Which means, if you have 3 Vindicators, 2 of them are getting 4 shots, and 1 of them is getting 3 shots. They also have blast, so they're really, really, really fucking good at killing infantry, especially being that this is an infantry-heavy list, and they're really good at hitting that 4 wound cap. A Vindicator will kill, like, a unit of Wraiths. Well, it probably won't. It'll kill, like, 2 of the 6 Wraiths, which, believe it or not, is really good for 1 shot. You're going to see... I think you should really consider the Vindicator. It is an excellent unit. It is not that expensive for a tank, and I honestly think 2 of these, it's what, 350 for both of them. Honestly, I don't think that's bad. Try it out. Try it. Just proxy your rhinos as them in your next game, and tell me how you do in the comments down below. I promise you they will perform fairly decently. I'm not going to say they're going to perform good, because they're not. Cultists going down is always good. You're going to be taking so many cultists. Zypher going down means absolutely nothing to anybody. Zypher's pretty decent. He's not great. Havoc's going down in points is interesting. I want to see what they do here with Havoc's. Hellbrutes going down is pretty nice, but the Hellbrute for Chaos Space Marines kind of sucks. You want the Hellbrute for the World Eaters, or the Hellbrute for Chaos... actually, no. The Hellbrute for Chaos Space Marines is pretty good from what I remember. 130 points for Twin Las Cannon is not bad. And a Punchy Fist. And they're small. Now, the reason that being small is actually good... hang on. I have one. Okay. So this is my World Eaters one, but... a Chaos Hellbrute is fairly small. Yeah, let's switch over. Boop. So, if you play a lot of tournaments, you know how good having a smaller, powerful unit is, because they can hide in that little tiny house thingy that is in most tournaments nowadays. And this guy can hide in that, which means he can pop out when you need him, be like, hello, friends, pew, kill the thing that needs to be killed, assault the thing that needs to be assaulted, and he can take the wall and be 1 inch away from it, so that things can't assault him and have to move 6 inches to assault him. So Dreadnoughts, baby Dreadnoughts are actually really, really, really good. It's just they're underplayed. But Chaos Space Marine Hellbrutes are insane for this. I really like Hellbrutes. I just do. I think they're fantastic. The Heretic Astartes Demon Prince. I want the Demon Princes to be good. This is where I think Chaos Space Marine Demon Princes should be. Them at 180 points is where I want them. Okay? But the Chaos Space Marine one, I feel like is competing with other things that want to be those characters. Like a Chaos Lord is just better in every way than a Demon Prince in terms of raw damage output and effectiveness with the army. But yeah. Demon Prince is going down in points. Always good. Horn Blackheart is still here. This model is resin and actually tiny. Like, he's smaller than a regular Space Marine now. The Corn Lord of Skulls, being 450 points, can't move around the battlefield, should be 400. I don't care what people say. I know you're going to give me shit for this, but this isn't the World Eaters one. It should be 400, and the World Eaters one should just be 420. Because you have to be fucking high to take the goddamn thing. It's actually a pretty good unit. I really like it. I just wanted to make that joke. Legionnaires going down in points. That's funny. No one takes Legionnaires. Lucius the Eternal is still 95 points. He should be like 90 at this point. Mauler Fiends going down in points is really weird. Because Mauler Fiends are that unit that you just kind of give the Mark of Nurgle to and just walk it across the battlefield to get all of the shit in your opponent's deployment zone. Mauler Fiends are just good. I thought it would go up in points, but it went down. So I'm happy about that. Possessed going down in points. Really, really, really good. I love Possessed. Raptors going down in points. 85 points for a deep striking unit. You really want this. You need deep striking units. 3 units of Raptors are really, really good for this. The Venom Crawler going down in points should be 100. I don't think it went down enough. The damn thing does nothing every single game that I've ever seen it in. And I think that's it. Oh, more Chaos Space Marines. Jokes. Anyway, Dark Angels. Dark Angels are cool. We love Dark Angels here. I have 25,000 points of Dark Angels for a reason. Although mine are currently painted for Horus Heresy. Let's see. Boop. See? This is a Desolator. And he is only... Wow, you can see it against my white-ass skin because I'm pale as a ghost that he is just getting his first level of highlights on him. Which, you know how much fun it is to paint black armor? It's not. But I do got something cool to show you because I constantly have something cool to show you. This is my 30k Kratos. Look at this thing. I am really proud of it. I am not the best painter in the world, but I am very happy with how this thing came out. So, Kratos. Did you just fart at me? Don't do that, that's rude. 4 las cannons, a multi-melta, an autocannon, and a big meltagun. Good tank. Can't split fire, which is really funny. So you have to like hide half of it against a building so it can shoot at something else. But anyway, that aside, let's get back to Dark Angels. So, if you thought AdMech are bad, Dark Angels are fucking terrible. I love my Dark Angels, but they are so goddamn bad. I actually didn't like them so much with the release of their codex, which, keep in mind, I have right here. I have this special edition one. I bought the New Knights. I bought 3 boxes of it, thinking that I could make cool units. But no, the Deathwing Knights look fucking terrible. They lost all their options. They're just bad units, and they came out and they were 300 points or something like that. Now they're 215 for... What are you doing, Kovu? Oh, meow. I'll fight you. He's sitting over there meowing at me. But they're 215 for 5 bodies. They're okay. They're good. At 215, it's good. I actually really, really, really like 215 for them. But it's still only 5 models. I'd rather take 10 Terminators and infiltrate them. And then you're not even taking Belial. Belial should be down points. He should be almost the same points as a regular captain in Terminator armor because the regular captain is just better. The regular captain gives re-roll charges, which is way better on a Terminator unit. Especially if you fucking infiltrate it, because you want them to be that close, and you need to get that turn 1 charge in. You need that re-roll. And then you're taking a Terminator Ancient with them, if you're really going into this Terminator blob, and then once that unit dies, you lose the damn game, because you have nothing else. This is the same problem that Abaddon has when he uses Terminators. If the Terminators die, Abaddon is all alone, but Abaddon can hold his own. Belial can't. He's just a captain. Where Abaddon is fucking Abaddon. You know, he's amazing. But, like, it's just going to boil down to you take Azrael, 10 Hellblasters, and then you're just taking maybe a unit of Terminators here and there, but nah. The Deathwing Terminator squad went down in points. I still think it needs to be 350. At 350, I would take it, but it lost all of its options. It's still not the greatest. The Inner Circle Companions, this unit blows. Like, the weird thing is, they released this unit, and point for point, it was exactly the same as a Blade Guard Veteran squad. Same units can attach to it, same characters can attach to it, but the Blade Guard Veteran are just better in every single way. They are just better. And the Inner Circle Companions are cool, and if they were cheaper, I would consider it, but they don't have an invo save, and they only hinder your characters because of that lack of invulnerable save. Because you can't just roll a pool anymore of saves and just go, okay, say you take 6 wounds, and each one is 3 damage. You fail all of them, Azrael dies along with the Blade Guard Veteran. So we're just saying that, okay? We're just insert character here attached to 3 Blade Guard Veterans, okay? But with Blade Guard Veterans, you get to roll and get a 4-up with a reroll, depending on what phase it is, to try to keep your Blade Guard veterans alive. Where the Inner Circle companions don't have that 4-up, don't have a reroll, and cost nearly the same for a worse unit that doesn't even, like, hit hard. Like, if they were strength 10 or something, if they had more attacks than Blade Guard, I would be like, yeah, this is the unit. But even at 90 points for 3 of them, 30 points each, they're not good. At 25 points each, I would consider taking them if there was an option to take 2, 3, 6. I would do it. I would take 2 of them. And I wish they were like the Victrix Guard, where them joining your character, like, scratch that. Make it a 3-man unit, and only a 3-man unit, and make it like Victrix Guard, where they can attach to the character, and then that character can attach to a unit. Because, like, Marnus Kulgar and his Victrix Guard attached to an aggressor unit. That is a scary unit. That is a powerful unit. Azrael attached to some Blade Guard, not Azrael. Let's switch it up. Let's say Asmodai. Asmodai attached to 3 companions attached to a Blade Guard veteran unit. Now that is a scary unit. That is a very powerful unit. And then you can take the wounds on the Inner Circle companions and let them die first before you lose Blade Guard veterans. And you can have a lot of fun with that, because then they can get that reroll 1s to wound and actually be good. This isn't a critique on them. They're just bad. They're not worth their points. We're talking about points. They're just bad. We're not trying to fix the unit. But, oh my god, they're bad. Lion Beam, 300 points. Yeah, that makes sense. Everything else, I felt like the Dark Talon should be 200. The Nephilim should be 185. The Ravenwing Black Knights, they're okay. The Command Squad should go down in points. It should be 120. I don't think it's that good. Dark Angels are kind of stuck right now. I want to see somebody make them worth. Hey, their Hellbrute went down in points. Nice. I don't know what their Hellbrute does, but I'm really happy for them. The Deathwatch, don't know about them. Drew Carries, don't know too much about them. Genestealer Cult, the Gene Team. My Genestealer Cult is always called Gene Team 6, because I am stupid and love making really, really ridiculous puns. Aberrants being 360 for 10 of them is... Yeah, I'm okay with that. The Ridge Runner going down in points is nice. So 75 points for a car that has a mortar, which is all you're using it for. Taking 3 of these things is actually really, really good right now. It's like, what, 225 for 3 of them? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty cheap, and I like that. Acolyte Hybrids, Acolyte Icon Ward, the Adelan Jackals, Clamavus. The Rock Grinder going down is okay. I'm not a big fan of the Rock Grinder. I am a fan of the Goliath Truck, though you can't do the trick anymore where... I remember the first tournament I was in, I did this trick, and I absolutely loved it. You use the one-shot weapons out from the truck as the truck shooting its one-shot weapon. You throw the grenades, and then you get out, and you still have them because you didn't fire them. The truck did, and thus you still have them, and you throw them again. It was so dirty. I did that in one game because, yeah. Metamorph should go down in points. These things are fucking terrible. The Kilomorph should be 50 points. Jackal Owlfish should be 50 points. Lucas and Megas. The Megas should be 45 points. I'm sorry, they're not good. These are the right points. The Nexus is the right points. The Patriarch, I still think should be 75 points, but that's just me. The Primus should go down in points by now. They're not that good. And I honestly think even 5 points, I would take 5 points for them to just go down a little bit. Like, damn, that at 90 points, you're not taking, like, as many as you need. You're taking 1, and that's it. So you're not taking Neophytes anymore. You're just taking Acolytes. Grey Knights. I will admit I don't know much about these, so I will keep this brief. The Librarians were super annoying. I kept getting bombed by 3 single Librarians that would constantly do uppy downies, And because the Librarian has an ability, not a shooting attack, it can single out characters and just blow them away. If they had a lone op, and it was super nasty. But yeah, I don't know enough about the rest of their army to really comment on this. I don't know why their Tech Marine went up in points, but 70 points is not that much. Imperial Knights, I feel like Imperial Knights are actually like really good where they are right now. Again, just like Chaos Knights, I think they found their niche and they're really good at it. They're really powerful, based on whichever army they're fighting. But yeah, I think they're fine. Leagues of Votann, the Votannians, diggy hole, because we don't have lore, and I love that they try to make them grim dark, but they just come off as just the little guys, just the little dudes, just so cute. Look at them; they're adorable. I love them. It's not much needed to go down. I'm also glad to see that their truck and their fortress didn't go up in points. The Destin going down is good. The Hearthkin Warriors being 100 is nice. Also, I think that's 10 points. So that saves Victor's List like 30 points. So that's pretty good. That's another no, that's with all the enhancements. Take a lack of enhancement and then take another unit. Ooh, we could take another unit. Okay, we could probably take another Iron Hero Champion. That's pretty good. I like this. I think League of Votann is, again, perfectly fine where they are. They're really good. At least I've only seen them played locally. I have not seen their tournament standings. Next, we got Necrons. Now, did rates go up? Necron, Locust Destroyers. Where are those rates? Where are those rates? Where are the rates? Did the rates go up? Did the rates go up? Where the fuck are the rates? Where are you? Where are the wraiths? They're synaptic, right? Yeah, they're synaptic unit. Yeah, the synaptic wraiths. They didn't go up in points. Huh. I really thought they would have. All right, let's see what happened. Annihilation Barge didn't move. I think it's fine. The Deceiver not going up in points is interesting. The Nightbringer and Void Dragon going up in points makes sense. We saw this coming a mile away. Personally, I didn't think the Void Dragon needed to go up in points. I thought the Void Dragon was fine as is, but I see the reason for the Nightbringer going up in points. I personally think Scarab should be 45 points, but that's just me, but 40 points is perfectly fine for them. Catacomb Command Barge going down in points is nice. No one brings those. Chronomancer going... Is the Chronomancer the one that attaches to them? Which is the one that attaches to them? It's either that or the Technomancer. Regardless, if it has Mancer in its name, I want it to go up in points. Let's see. Deathmarks going down in points is scary because they're 2 damage snipers. So 60 points for 15 of them. So 6, 12, 18, 180 points for 15 snipers that can do actions. Yeah, that's scary. Flayed Ones going down in points is also scary. Again, deep striking, just doing actions. That's what I'm thinking about with them. The death marks, I think, are a little bit better depending on which thing you take. Personally, I'd rather see death marks than... Well, I'd personally rather see flayed ones than death marks, because flayed ones are going to come towards me or move away from me, where death marks can shoot me, and shooting me is dangerous, and I don't like that sort of thing. As an American, I'm scared of shots. Anyway, jokes aside. Ghost Arc staying the same. Hexmark Destroyer staying the same. I think he could have gone down in points now. Luminor Zaris going up in points makes sense. Immortals going up in points is interesting. I didn't think they needed it, but I can see why. Imhotep staying the same. I think he's fine at 100. The Locust Destroyers, I think, could have gone down in points. The Heavy Destroyers, I think, are fine the way they are. You're just taking one... You're mostly just taking one of each of these just to drop and do objectives. Like, if it's not obvious with Necrons, you're dropping, doing objectives, and letting your Satan do all the work, or your Wraiths doing all the work. Locust Lord staying at 80. The Monolith being 375 and going up in points, I think is a mistake. I know the Monolith is good, but the Monolith is bigger than 6 inches, which is bigger than all of the gaps on tournament-sized tables. And because of that, the monolith actually suffers with not being able to move. And it has fly, which is, I think it has fly. If it has fly, it's a massive disadvantage because guess what's ruining it on a 2+? That's right, the Hydra. But the monolith being this expensive is... I don't think anybody's going to be bringing a monolith anymore. Necron Warriors staying the same, I'm glad. The Ophidian Destroyers, I just don't think anybody wants to buy these damn things. They're too fiddly, and they break if you look at them. Plasmancer going up in points makes sense. Scorpec Destroyers going down in points. I don't think anybody wants to buy these. Scorpecs are the 3-legged ones, right? The dirt cheap ones that you can pick up on eBay for like a nickel each. The Technomancer going up in points. I'm glad it has Mancer in its name. Needs to go up in points. Tezzeret Vault could have gone down in points. The Silent King is 420. I'm gonna giggle at that because I have a bad sense of humor. Transcendent Satan going up in points. There is multiple ways of pronouncing Satan. You could pronounce it Chitin or Satan. Either way, it just means, I think it means devil or death in English. Basically, it's just bad guy. What else do we got? The Hypercrypt Legion, Dimensional Overseer, went up to 25 points. That makes sense. Them jumping around was annoying. Codex Orcs. I love Orcs. But overall, I'm satisfied with the Necrons. I don't have much to say about the Orcs. I don't play the Orcs. Codex Spas Marines. Hey, Victor.
Yeah.
Come here.
Eh?
Come here.
What?
Come here. Get closer.
Why?
Get closer.
What's happening?
It's going to be funny.
Is it?
Yes, you're going to say something silly. What's the one place not corrupted by capitalism?
Spice!
That was worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, Victor, say the Space Marine line from Grimskull.
Which one?
Any of them that says Spice Marine.
Spice Marine, take my loot. I'll rip your guts right in your throat.
I'm gonna put your head on a spike, Spice Marine.
Marine.
Alright, let's see. Assault Intercessors with jump packs. I love the fact that no one bought these, and everyone bought the Horus Heresy jump pack Marines, because for 1,000 kroner more, or $10, or €10, depending on where you're from, you get 10 versus 5. Who the fuck would you buy the 5 of them? That's so stupid. But yeah, them going down in points, they're still not worth it. They are so not worth it. Their niche is filled, like, I personally didn't think Assault Marines with jump packs were actually necessary in the Codex, but a lot of people wanted them, and I get why, but holy shit, does everything in the Codex do what they do better. The Brutalis Dreadnought going down in points to 160. I have 3 of these. I want to run 3 of these because I like them. They are bad, and I love them. It used to be the best one, and then it was bad. Alright, let's see. Company Heroes, I'm surprised didn't go up in points. Eliminator Squads going up in points is weird. I did not think that that was necessary. I feel like this is a Black Templar reason. Hey, Black Templar, our Lancers didn't go up. Hellblasters going up. Yeah, this makes sense. No one wants people fielding Hellblasters. This is just a nerf to Dark Angels. Incessor. Oh, wait, no, they went down. I'm stupid. Don't mind me. That's a buff to Dark Angels. Complete opposite of what I said. You know what? Just listen to the words I say and do the opposite. Let's see. They're at 160, 180. I don't think they're worth it. Basically, 80 points is such a hard niche because it's a lot of points, but it's also not a lot at the same time. It's not 100 points, but it's not 60 points. 60 to 70 is that perfect number where it's either a character or it's a decent unit that's very low numbers or just a single dude that's really good that could do actions. Inferno Squad. I have never fought these in my entire existence, ever. And I really want to fight them. Infiltrator Squads, I fight these all the time. Incessor Squads, okay, let's just scroll down to the things that actually should go down in points. Or it did go down in points. Speaking of things that should go down in points, this. And Marinus Colgers didn't go up in points. Same with the Lieutenant with Combi Weapon. I'm really glad about these two. Okay. I'm surprised Pedro Cantor didn't go down in points. The Predator stayed the same. The Redemptor Dreadnought stayed the same. I think it could have gone down to 200. Felt like the Repulsor should have gone down by now. Scout Squad probably is going to go up with the next list. Storm Raven Gunship going up makes sense because its stupid ruling about it being able to poke its nose over terrain, get a cover save, and still be able to fire is kind of bullshit. So that makes sense. Tactical Squad's going down. GW just trying to sell Tactical Marines because they're not reprinting them ever again. Terminator Assault Squads just being better than the Deathwing is... They're still here. They're amazing. I'm still not going to field them because they're Terminators and they're bad. Regular Terminator Squad, 175 points. Still not as good as Blade Guard. I'm sorry. I'm going to compare them to 6 Blade Guard veterans. 6 Blade Guard veterans are better. They're on smaller bases. They can get more attacks in. They can actually survive. They're just better. Terminator Squads barely have damage output anymore. Like, the only good Terminator Squad right now is the Wolfguard Terminator unit, which can take 2 Cyclone missile launchers and still mix and match its weapons. But that's going away with the Codex once that comes out, because we've seen it happen twice. Vindicators. Vindicators. There they are. They are Vindicators. Take Vindicators. I like Vindicators. Volcanistan should have gone down to 90 points. Thunderhawk could have gone down in points, but no one brings that thing. And Ironstorm Spearhead. Yeah, this makes sense. This is still based on the Dreadnought list. So the Dreadnought list is still winning enough for it to get nerfed. But they didn't hit my Stormlance, which is good, because Stormlance is better. But that is me being biased, and definitely not because I view Stormlance as the greatest one, because it means that all of my units go fast and punch things in the nose, which is what a Space Marine should be doing. It's going to run up to some kind of alien and deck it in the schnoz. Space Wolves. What do we got? Wolfguard Terminators went down in points. So, okay. I know I've been shitting on Terminators this entire time, but Wolfguard Terminators, hear me out, are bad. But they're not as bad as other Terminators. If they had 4 wounds base, they would be much better. But they have 3, 2+ armor, 4 Pinvo. They can get a Storm Shield. They can take missile launchers. They can take all the heavy weapons. They could take 2 of any of the heavy weapons I meant for their 10-man unit. They can mix and match weapons. And they get some really cool units. They can take like Arjak Rockfist instead of an Ancient. And he can attach like an Ancient does. So you can get like some of the cooler Terminator captains in there, plus him to get lethal hits, and he has a Melt-A-Shot with his hammer throw. They're pretty decent. I've been messing around with lists with them. Is it good? No, it's my casual list, because I will never take Terminators to a big event, because Terminators just, they're not that good. Wolf Scouts going down in points is interesting. This is really interesting, because I think current Scouts are... Hang on, how many points are Scouts right now? Scout Squad is 65 points. So for 10 extra points, you can take a Thunderhammer. Ooh. Ooh. That's good. So you can take a Thunderhammer... oh my god, I have to think about this. This might be like a hidden buff to the Space Wolf army. 10 extra points, though. I have that 10 points. I have that 10 points in my list. I gotta mess around with this, and I will get back to you, because my tournament list, if you guys want to know, is currently Space Wolves. It didn't do as hot as I wanted, but it did really well. Tau, I don't know about. T-Suns, I'm, again, far too dumb to play Thousand Suns. But the Thousand Suns Vindicator went down in points. I know that. And their Hellbrute went down. But, yeah, my hardest matchup at the recent tournament was against Thousand Suns. I did not get the positioning that I needed on the board, and honestly, I should have held back with my wolves, let them move forward and shoot, and then gone in and charged. I do need some more shooting in the army, and I think I'm going to drop the my Lancer for something that just has a ton of shots, just to get rid of screening units, because that was my biggest problem with my Space Wolf army. So we're gonna switch that up and try it out. But yeah, I don't know enough about T-Suns. If you're a T-Sun player, you're probably a really cool dude, because every person I've ever played who plays Thousand Suns is like an Orc player. They are just happy to be there. They are having the time of their life. They're super cheerful the entire game, and they are some of the best players I've ever played against. Thousand Sun players, you guys are hidden underdogs. You were amazing. All right, Tyranid players. Barbmounts went down in points. Oh, shit, that's scary. Okay. Gargoyles went up in points. This makes sense. They move block like crazy. This is one of the best screening units in the entire game. They are insane. 85 points, I still think it's worth taking 10 of them. Holy shit, it's 10. It's not even 5. Fuck. 170 points for 20 of them. A 20-man unit of them can spread 20... No, like 30 inches? Holy shit, you can block your entire opponent's deployment zone. And then they die. Who cares? Your opponent loses a turn. Yeah, no, still worth it. Still worth. Hive Guard going down in points is nice. Nice even 100 is really good too. I like that. Lictors going down in points makes sense. I hate that the new Lictor is bigger than the fucking Swarmlord. We need a new Swarmlord. The Lictors are fantastic, by the way. I absolutely love them. Neurogon should have gone down in points. Neurolictor should have gone up in points, to be honest. Neurotyrant should be 100 points. Norn Assimilator and Norn Emissary are really good where they are. Old One Eye should be 120 points. Psychophage being 95 points should be 90. This thing is cool, but you're only going to see one ever. And it can't even screen itself. Screamer Killer should be at most 140. I think this thing could drop in points too. They're not that good. The Swarmlord went down. 240 points for the Swarmlord. Is that good? I think that's okay, but not like fantastic. But that's pretty good. Punch Warriors are okay, and the Venom Warriors are okay. 130 points for the ranged ones. Yeah. I don't know. I lost faith in my Warriors because every edition I had to rip apart my Warriors and rebuild them because they kept changing their fucking war gear. And now when I finally had the Bone Scythes and the Venom Cannons like I wanted on 2 of them, then the Barb Strangler on 2 of them, and then 2 of them with the Death Spitters, the way I wanted them, the way I liked them. They had close combat, they had ranged, and they were a really good unit. And then GW, for some inexplicable reason, decided to switch them without giving us a new box, so we don't even get enough gear for all of them to have the correct weapons. And honestly, I'm still pissed about Warriors. Mine are unpainted because I've constantly had to find new arms for them. And this is a unit that I highly recommend that you 3D print and then magnetize the fuck out of. Honestly, just skip the Warriors. They're not that good anyway. Tyrant Guard going down in points is cool. They should be 75 points. 85 is nice, but it's cool that there could be 6 of them. Shit, that your Swarmlord will never die if you have 6 of them. Zone Thorp's going down to 200 points. That's pretty nice. That's 600 points for all of them that I have. So I like that. These should have gone down in points. The Harridan especially. Not that I ever field mine. I field mine a lot. But, you know. All right. And World Eaters. I think this is the last one. Angron could go down in points. Okay. Hard truth for you World Eater players. Angron is really good. Angron is amazing. I absolutely love Angron. I have Angron. I painted him up and I made sure that he was part of my shirtless Primarch series, where it is Magnus with his nipples out. It is Fulgrim. I don't have the Fulgrim yet, but I found out you can make him bare-chested. And I'm going to sculpt his chest and everything. I'm really excited about that. I just have to find a way to get him here because I might just, when I go to Europe, I might just, wait, I'm in Europe. When I go to the UK, I might go to Warhammer World and just buy him. If not, I'll just get him from a third party. But I want to make him bare-chested, and my Angron is bare-chested. But Angron, a lot of people base their entire army around him, and I don't think he's worth it. If he was 410 points, like just a 5-point difference, because that 5 points means a lot in this army. If you look at this army, there is not too many 5s, and that's a big deal. Okay? So trust me on this. Angron at 410 would be nice. Or Angron at 405, I think would be great. But Angron as he is, I think is fine. He's great. He does Angron things. 8-bound are still 8-bound. I think they died too quickly. Exalted 8-bound are even worse, in my opinion. Berserker's going down by 20 points is super nice. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so my World Eaters army, did I break a nail at work? I did. God damn it. But my World Eaters army that I'm currently working on is 60 Khorne Berserkers, 2 Land Raiders, Angron, and a couple of Vindicators. And that's it. Actually, I don't think they could take the Vindicator. No, it's Predators. Yeah, because they can't get the Vindicator, which is really stupid. They're the only Chaos faction that can't get a fucking Vindicator. They left it at home. But yeah, it's no 8-bound. It's no Exalted 8-bound because they're too easy to kill, in my opinion. I really like them. Don't get me wrong. I just think they're too easy to kill. Oh, and Karn is in there. The Lord Invocatus. The Axe guy whose name I can't remember. So I constantly get fights first. There's a few things in this list, and I really like it. But yeah, there's no Jackals, funny enough. Jackals are really good. Jackals are actually insane. I don't like that they're on pretty big bases. I wish they were on 28 mils, but it is what it is. 130 points for 20 fucking models is insane. 65 points for 10 models is nuts. You don't even need a Rhino for them. You're just using them as screen units, or you're using them to just run up and tie something up for a few turns. The Chaos Hellbrute, the World Eaters Hellbrute is really good. This is the one that can constantly do slap fights. So they're just really good. I like them. I have 2 of them. I don't think you saw the second one. Let me show you the second one. Oh, meow. Oh no, he's broken. Hang on. I gotta hold them together, but this is my second one. Wait, where is it? Ah, there we go. Okay, so I do have to hold him together because he gets a little wobbly. He's metal too. All right, we're gonna hold him like that, and you're barely gonna see this, but this is him. He's a World Eater. Look at it. Look at this Dreadnought. I love this. He's so much fun. But yeah, he broke a while ago, and I need to fix him. And I will do that after this video, which this video is over an hour. Okay, let's switch back. World Eaters, they're good. Their Terminator squad went down in points. Their Terminator's not worth it. They're literally take 8-bound. Like, holy shit. Their Terminators are even worse. Their Terminators are actually good. I will state this right now. Their Terminators are really, really, really good. The World Eaters don't have a bad unit in their book. There are just units that are better. In my opinion, 8-bound and Exalted 8-bound are better than the Terminators, but the Terminators do have a purpose in this army, and it's really good. And the fact that you can get 10 of them is fantastic. Mauler Fiends being in this army is great, but it's not that killy, unfortunately. With World Eaters, you're trading unit for unit, so you really need things that can trade, and you do not want to lose a Mauler Fiend, so it going down in points is fine. Okay, so that is all of that. I think the biggest change to this entire list that I really, really, really liked is the Wolf Scouts. I know I'm going to be the only person to ever say this. Those Wolf Scouts, that's a big deal. That is a bigger deal than most people are going to notice. And once tournament players start seeing that Wolf Scouts are cheap, they're 10 points more than regular Scouts. Regular Scouts are amazing because they do up downy, they have a sniper rifle, a missile launcher, and 2 shotguns and a close combat dude. Amazing. Or you can actually do 3 shotguns. The reason that they're amazing is because they can run and do actions. They can also lift up at the end of the opponent's first turn and keep doing that the entire game. And because they were on the field and they went into reserve, they don't get destroyed after turn 3, which is amazing. So Wolf Scouts having that extra war gear is really good. Assuming that they actually do have the extra war gear. I might be completely wrong and be really stupid. In which case, you can just tell me in the comments down below. Just be like, Alexis, big dumb. Actually, if you're going to correct me, please put Alexis big dumb. I will give you a heart. But yeah, I think that is my favorite change. My least favorite non-change, I guess, is a way of putting this, is, let's go back up to the top. Holy crap, it's loading. My biggest not change, and I'm going to continue to bitch about this, is the Paragon Warsuits still being 170 points. I know everyone's going to be like, Alexis, they're actually fine at that point, and, you know, you could take 6 of them, and they're really efficient, especially if you outflank with them. They're really, really good because they're on 50 mil bases, which means they can outflank really fast and really well. Really fast. They can outflank in really good positioning because they're very hard to, you know, force your opponent out of range with them. And I get that. I get that. I do. I'm listening. But also, no. I want them to be cheaper because they're god-awful. And they only have 4 wounds, and they're just not good. I'm going to bitch about this. They're not that good. Unless we can get a Canoness in Paragon Warsuit. That'd be cool. Or a Palatine. I would take a Palatine in a Paragon Warsuit over a Canoness in a Paragon Warsuit. Just saying. All right. All that said, yeah, I'm probably not back to doing regular YouTube videos. This one just kind of popped out of nowhere, and I felt passion again, which I normally don't feel. That's actually why I took a break from YouTube, because I'm starting to lose passion. But yeah, there's a lot. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. As always, I'm Northern Queen Alexis. Love you guys. Bye. I missed the point. I missed the button.